Welcome to Real Talk, Real Women. My name is Miriam Khalladi, and today we have the 2012 NorCal Regional CrossFit Champ, an incredible athlete, Jenny LaBaw, on the show. Welcome, Jenny. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Jenny, you've always been an active person. Where did it begin?
It started when I was 3 years old, actually. My family were from Colorado and extreme outdoor enthusiasts. And my dad, when I was 3 years old, we used to hike a lot. And he used to carry me up on his back and on a backpack when I was little. And when I was three, he kind of got tired of doing that. And so he led me up a trail with Skittles and Reese's Pieces. So little candy. So I started when I was young, and I've been in all sorts of sports ever since throughout my grade school and middle school and high school into college, and then after college got into running and now into CrossFit.
Oh, great. And you're now a competitive CrossFit athlete. When did you decide to compete?
In oh my gosh, 2000 January of 2011 is when I started training for CrossFit. So what
Okay.
is that? A little over 2 years ago.
For those watching who are not familiar with the Reebok CrossFit Games, can you tell us what it's all about?
Yeah, the Reebok CrossFit Games are a test of fitness, and they call it the fittest on earth. So there's 17 regions around the world where anyone in the world can sign up for the first round. It's called the Reebok CrossFit Open, and it just finished 2 weeks ago. But anyone in the world can sign up for this, and everyone is completes a workout once a week for 5 weeks. So everyone in the world is doing the exact same workout, and then you submit your score, and the top 48 people for each region make their regionals, which are coming up in May and June. And from there, if you get, depending on your region, it's anywhere from one person to three people. If you're in the first place to third place, you make the finals, which is the Reebok CrossFit Games, which is basically like the Olympics of exercise, I guess is what you could say. And it's everything. You don't know what you're going to have. It could be swimming in the ocean to doing heavy Olympic lifts to gymnastics. There's just a wide variety, and it's just the unknown and the unknowable. So you have to be kind of prepared for everything.
What does it take to be a CrossFit champion?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a champion yet, but it takes hard work and dedication. You you kind of have to. I think with any elite athlete, you kind of have to put a lot of your life not on hold, but um, you have to say no to a lot of things. You can't go out and stay out late with your friends. You can't do a lot of things that a lot of people do. You have to dedicate yourself to training. You have to dedicate yourself to your nutrition. Um, but I think something that I've found in the last year is you also have to realize that it has to be fun too. I think that we get pretty bent on just the training and the intensity of it, and we lose the love of why we started. So I think that's a really important part that a lot of us in this new sport are starting to figure out.
But you were first, right? Last year?
I was first in my region. I ended up last year. I had a neck injury and had to withdraw, but I was the first year I got sixth in the overall in the world, and last year I was first in my region. Yeah,
Great, congratulations.
thank you, thank you.
When you were only 8 years old, you were diagnosed with epilepsy. Can you tell us about that experience and how it impacts you today?
Yeah, when I was 8, I was playing on the playground and I was swinging around the bars, and all of a sudden I couldn't hold on, and I fell into the gravel on the ground, and didn't think anything of it. I didn't know what happened, so I got up and was playing some more, and it started to happen more frequently. So I told my mom, and we went to the doctor, and I was diagnosed with epilepsy. I have a scar on my brain from when I was younger. I had meningitis, and that's the cause, or they think is the cause of my epilepsy. So for about 8 years, I struggled with trying to find medication that worked and the side effects, and I had a great support team with me, with my family and friends. And then when I was 16, no, I'm sorry, when I was 14, they put me in the hospital and took me off of my medication to see if they could figure any more out about what was happening. And when that happened, I ended up having a grand mal seizure, which is the kind where you fall down and shake. And so we realized that the medication that I was taking is controlling it to just this constant tingling sensation that I have in my right arm, and it's there all the time. when I have a seizure, it intensifies. So I don't lose consciousness. It just, I don't have as much control with my right arm. It lasts from anywhere from like 30 seconds to a minute. It's not too long. I've had them during soccer games. I've had them when I was driving actually, and all I do is kind of pull over to the side of the road or whatever I'm doing and take a break. But it doesn't happen very often, luckily, anymore. I mean, maybe once a year. Um, but yeah, it's controlled with medication. And how it's affected me, I think more for the positive. I think because of my support team, like I said before, they never gave me, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. I kind of always had a can-do attitude, and have tried to live life as normal as I can with this. And I think it's been successful because of who I have behind me.
Oh, great, amazing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people told you that you were certain things that you simply could not do as someone who has epilepsy. How did you take that, and did it drive you to prove them wrong?
Absolutely. I was told that I may not be able to drive and that I'm not going to be able to have children, and there were things in life that I wouldn't be able to do normal. And I didn't feel like that was the case. I think that again, like I said, my support team also helped, but I just I just didn't want to not be able to do anything, and I've always been kind of an athlete who just kind of pushed and overcame obstacles. So this was just another obstacle in the road, and didn't let epilepsy define me. So I'm lucky, I think, in the fact that my epilepsy doesn't. It's not as intense as it could be. I'm very lucky that I've been able to find a way to control my seizures.
Oh, right.
But yeah, yeah.
I think that takes tremendous courage, and I applaud you for how far you've come.
Thank you.
You're always welcome. What would you say to someone watching who has epilepsy or something else that is holding them back and who is afraid to go for their dreams?
If you have something that is supposed to be quote unquote holding you back, try it. Try things that you're not supposed to do. If it doesn't work, that's okay. At least you've tried. I think that there's going to be stuff in life all of us can't do. And if you don't try, you're never going to know. So don't let people set limitations for you. Find out if you have things you can't do by trying them.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
You're no stranger to adversity. Recently, you had a bicycle accident and broke your foot and were forced out of competing. How are you handling this setback?
Oh, wow. It's been an emotional roller coaster, my first reaction was, I'm done. I can't do anything and my season's done. It happened, I broke my foot the day before the open, the competition season started. Um, and I didn't immediately see any way that I could go on. And then I had people tell me that are medical professionals, yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't hurt, you can do this. And so I changed my attitude and said, yeah, you're right. This is nothing new to me. Let's go ahead and see what I can do with a broken foot. And so I went through the open, kind of hopping around and made it through. I didn't qualify for regionals. I think I was 301st in the Northern California region, which throughout the 5 weeks of the open, I just kind of kept going and keeping a smile on my face and just, hey, what's the next workout? Let's see how I can do it. And after that fifth workout, I thanked all of my fans that came to watch, and all of a sudden just broke down crying. And it hit me that, yeah, I'm done this season. I've put in. It's not that I've put in 6 months of training. I've put in almost 2.5 years of training, because I started as such a novice to this sport. I feel as though this year was kind of my year. My skill set was there and my strength is there, and but everything happens for a reason. So I'm trying to remember that, and I think the biggest reason for this happening is for what you're allowing me to do right now, is come on this show and hopefully inspire people and say, hey, it's just a little speed bump, keep going, So I don't think I'm done with the emotional roller coaster yet. I think I'm still going to be until this season is complete, when I see all of my friends and competitors at regionals, and then all of my friends and competitors at the games. I think I'm going to continue to be a little bit up and down, but there's always next year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And how important are the people around you when it comes to being able to do what you do?
Oh, it's huge. Community is key. Whether it's your family or your friends or your coworkers or whoever is in your corner, rely on them. I'm a very independent person, so it's easy for me to say, no, I can do this, but you can't do it. You need to let other people in and I don't know if I would have done the Open if it wasn't for my support team. I kind of had written it off that first day when I broke my foot. So it's very important to help and be helped, I guess.
Yeah. In a recent interview with CrossFit.com, you said, "I'm Jenny LaBaw, the person, not Jenny LaBaw, the athlete. I'm not defined by what I do, but by who I am." That is such a powerful statement. Can you explain in your own words what you mean by that and what it means to you?
Yeah, I think coming into a sport as an elite athlete, 2 years ago I was kind of nobody. I was just Jenny LaBaw, the coach, the avid exerciser, and in 2 years I had a fan base and I had sponsors and I had kind of a little bit of a spotlight on me, and the pressure is a lot. It's a lot that I didn't expect, but you have to realize who you were before you got into it. And I'm still the same person, right? I still am a girlfriend, and I'm still a daughter, and I'm still a sister, and I'm still a friend. There's so many things that you are besides what your job even defines you of. So if you're a teacher, yeah, you're a teacher, but what are you before your job?
Why do you feel it's hard for many athletes to differentiate between themselves as a person and the athlete? And what advice could you give them?
I think, like I said, I think it's really hard when the pressure starts, when you have people watching you and sponsors that expect, you have expectations now where you're supposed to be able to perform. So you now have that mindset that, oh, this is what I am, this is what I have to do. And my advice, which I've already said during this interview, is remember where you came from and why you started what you're doing. And if you can't find that, then you need to take a step back and figure out where that went and discover it again, because that's huge.
Right.
In the long run, how long am I going to be a competitive CrossFit athlete, right? I've got a lot more years of my life past that, hopefully.
Yeah. What are some of your goals for the rest of the year?
I'm signed up for a 100-mile mountain bike race. So once I can get my boot off my right foot, I'm going to start mountain biking. I really want to learn how to play the guitar. There's things that are really positive about not being able to compete this year, that I can focus on some other aspects of my life. But as far as an athlete, I want to continue to improve. I'm not going to just stop training because I'm not in a competitive season. I'm going to take this time to refine my skills and better positions and continue to improve.
And I'm sure you will do great.
Thank you.
What's the best place for people to go if they want to learn more about you?
I have a website. It's jennylabaw.com, JENNYLABAW.com. And there's also videos on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and search my name, there'll be videos up there.
Okay, and I will make sure to put the link below this video.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything else you feel we've missed that you would like to cover today?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Well, I would like to thank you so much for being on the show, Jenny. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Mine too. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're most welcome. And thank you so much for watching. My name is Miriam Khalladi, and I will see you on the next episode of Real Talk, Real Women.